Hi and welcome to all the racing lovers joining us for the Gallop TV preview, and this will be for the meeting on Thursday, Turffontein Standside Track. The first race is due for 12:15. On the line is Alistair Cohen. Alistair, how do we find you this morning?
Well, Sheldon, you found us well into Cape Town, where it's a beautiful day, and leaving Joburg on the Wednesday morning. And what was beautiful weather? It was cats and dogs on Tuesday. Obviously, the last three races on Turffontein were called off on Tuesday. But having left in the conditions that I left on Wednesday morning, I think that we could be in for a fair day's racing. This thing will obviously be out the ground, but should be good all the same. It's not an easy card, I'll warn you. Place Accumulator is my play on the day. I've got one banker. Had to find a banker somewhere, and I've stretched the budget a little bit, but let's hope that it all goes well.
Right, let's get straight into the action. Race number 1, 12:15, and this is over a trip of 2,000 meters, where number 3 is Scratch. Take out number 3, American Rebel. Number 6, Read All About It, 9-10. 5, Titans of War at 3-1. Number 2, Dance King is 9-2, and number 4, Royal Edition at 6-1. 10s and better. This horse, number 6, Read All About It, ran a superb second to the Ultimate King. The average rating was a 91. On that run with 53 kilograms, good enough to win this?
I'd imagine so, Sheldon. Just keep an eye on scratchings again closer to race time. I do highly doubt number 7, Take No Prisoners, will run, having ran on Tuesday. But number 6, Read All About It, the Ultimate King, ran close up in the Betway Summer Cup, a grand third from the Baynak form. We know that subsequently Baynak ran second to the Equator. He does bring some very solid last season 2-year-old form into the picture, to the likes of Tin Pan Alley and Golden Warrior, even Charming Cheetah. And he showed that he's got the appetite to go this trip last time out, when finishing second over 2,000 meters, when getting collared late and running a massive race to number 6, Read All About It. I don't see too many dangers, especially with the likelihood of scratchings. I think if one horse were to give him something to think about, it could be number 2, Dance King, who also showed that he's got the appetite for this trip last time when beating Douglas Dragon in a middle stakes. Remains to be seen whether he can give that much weight away. That's a lot of weight to give away, 8 kilograms to an improving 3-year-old. So 6 from 2, the way I see it. I think you'll be safe in the barbot in the 8-race card to banker. Number 6 on the card, Read All About It.
Heading along to race number 2, and this will be due for 12:50, 1,400 meters. And race number 2 will be the opening leg of the Place Accumulator. And at the early time of recording, you can take out numbers 4 and 8. So numbers 4 and 8 are non-participants. Number 1, Winds of Grace, 2-1. 3, Delaware River is 7-2. Number 5 is 9-2. 6 at 5-1, and then number 7 is shortened 14-1 down 7-1. Did run second to Lilac Snow about a week ago, so keep an eye on that betting support. Alistair, race number 2, I see you going with numbers 1, 5 and 6.
And I'm not overly confident. To be fair, I think that there are a few more that have winning chances, so hence I've spread my net a little bit wider here, Sheldon. I do think the likes of 13, Ruby from Heaven, has got scope to improve, and number 3, Delaware River, who I've left out as well, could also be a player. And even number 7, Pleiades Star, although that was a weak work Riders Maiden last time out, at least has shown some sort of improvement. 1, 5 and 6 with no degree of confidence. Number 1, Winds of Grace, unfortunately, is a professional maiden. There's no other way to describe her. 11 starts, hit the crossbar on numerous occasions, gets a very useful 4-kilo claim from Savannah Valgello, but then the draw's not ideal. Over 1,400 meters on the Turffontein Standside Track, although a couple of scratchings do help her cause a little bit. But she's found, in my book, weaker races and failed to get the job done as number 1, Winds of Grace. But from a PA perspective, you've got to include her, because I think she's always good value to run into the top 3. Number 5, Utsar, very interesting runner. The Sean Terry sends out Utsar and now gets the services of Craig Zaki. I think that's an important jockey replacement. Ran third last time. The front 2 were well clear of the rest of the field. Grace's Kiss turning over. Anahito, who's obviously got a good chance later on in the card. And then I think there'll be some improvement from number 6, Kensal Green. Third run after a break. Had excuses last time. Gets Gavin Lorena on board now with Tony Peters' yard. And I think that 1 or 2 of her runs, i.e. her first start, third to Japanese Garden, she showed a little bit there that there might be a few wins in the tank. She just seems to have lost her way. Obviously, things went awry after her second start when She was given a 3-month break, and now coming into what should be her peak, back to a distance where she seems to have run her best race. I'm loath to leave her out under Gavin Lorena. So 1, 5, and 6, 3 horses in the first leg of the place accumulator. A very, very tricky leg.
On to the opening leg of the pick 6, which will be race number 3 over a distance of 1,400 meters. And I am open to correction, but I think number 15, Lady Limoncello, could be a late withdrawal. Just double check that, having a look at the site. However, number 12, Jaffa, is your 5-2 favorite. Number 7, Force Publique, 4-1. 5, Space Mission is 5s. Number 4, Gavius Maximus is 7-1. And number 10, Go Johnny Go, 10-1. Looking at the debut from the Alec Laird stable, a cracking second to Wayne. Number 10, Go Johnny Go, also ran in that race. And that form line is holding up neatly.
Very neatly, Sheldon. The direct winners from that form line include 4th place horse Amanla Ngawetu, and the 10th placed horse, Sergeant Socrate, who won at a big price, turning over a nice horse in the process, did Sergeant Socrate. So that's how that form is working out. Mike and Matthew de Kock have already sent out their runner comments for midweek, and they're expecting improvement from number 10, Go Johnny Go, but he did run a better race than what they expected on debut. So I think that the form will hold up. There's 5 lengths between them, probably 5 lengths between them again, with number 12, Jaffa, and number 10, Go Johnny Go. But again, Jaffa's got a horrible draw to overcome. Kelvin Habib's riding as well as anyone in the country at the moment, so he's on board. Number 12, Jaffa, that's definitely a good sign. Why wouldn't he ride for Alec Laird, obviously? But with the form line working out well, I do make him the horse to beat. But there are a couple of reputations here. The one thing I do want to address, why is Gavin Lorena riding number 7, Force Publique, and not number 4, Gavius Maximus? I mean, I'm no problem riding for any of these Werner's horses. He'll have a direct line into choosing which one he wants. But he's ridden both, and Force Publique ran a very nice race last time behind Tommy Atkins. In fact, at one stage, looks as if he was going to make a winning move and just got carried out at a crucial stage. That was his first run after a break, so he should be better off for the run. So just reading between the jockey arrangements, maybe number 7, Force Publique, Gavin getting on him is a tip in itself. And I've also got number 13, One of Those Days in the play. The draw, again, not ideal. Very well-bred son of Vercingetrix. Now gets the services of Savannah Valgello, so the 4 kilos come off the back. The draw's not ideal. Form line well, Frank, because Grand Empire came out and won. There was a whisper out about One of Those Days on debut. Even though he drifted in the market, there was no expectation that he could win on debut, but just keep an eye on him. So let's keep an eye on him here and keep safe and go in with all 3 horses in the PA. 7, 12, and 13, but 12 my top pick.
On to race number 4, and race number 4 will be run over 1,800 meters. Numbers 2 and 10 are early casualties. As you mentioned, take note of further scratchings on the race day. How do you see race number 4 playing out? I see you going with numbers 12 and 15, the 2 at the top of the boards.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-horse race, Sheldon. You could make a case for number 14, Once in a Blue Moon, going this trip for the first time, being out of the Silvano mare as well. So perhaps consider her in your pick 6s and your jackpots. But I don't see too much else. Maybe number 1, Real Stunner, but then Real Stunner is holding that last run. But number 12, Stokes here. I don't think that form line's going to work out all that well. Beira came in from Cape Town off a very light weight and was able to do the job, winning at cricket score odds. But there was an expectation that Stokes would build into himself, and the further he goes, the more he races, the better he will become. So using that idea with number 12 Stokes, I think that he'll be just about primed to give a massive account of himself and just about win. But the horse they got to beat is undoubtedly number 15, Anahita, got turned over at short price last time, gets a valuable sex allowance of 54.5. This is a full sister to Rascallion, who was at his best over 1,800 meters, or this type of distance range. I thought her debut was fair behind Ringer Roses, a very strong form line, because the 2nd place horse came out and won, 1-2 Buckle My Shoe. 4th place horse Lady Blunt came out and won. 5th place horse Counselor came out and won in KZN the other day. And obviously the winner Ringer Roses also won a week ago at Turffontein. So no doubt she sets the standard. She's got to answer the question about this trip, because she doesn't run like she'll get the trip. She's certainly bred to, but it's been a frustrating time for Michael Azzi since he's gone back on his own. He hasn't had a winner yet, and I'd like to believe that this is his best chance to do so. So I'm going to include number 12 Stokesy, because I think he'll carry on improving. But number 15 Anahita, easy the horse that they all need to beat. If it comes up testing on the day, she might have a couple of vulnerabilities, so that's why I haven't banked it.
That'll take us on to race number 5, and at the early time of recording, you can take out number 6, DeMarco's Jet. Number 1, Do It With Diamonds, has found support down 33 to 10 with Savannah Valdello, and that will come down to 59.5. Of course, ran third to Accept Cookies last time out, and obviously there's going to be that weight reversal. Number 8, Arctic Silver is 7 to 2, 7 Kissing Machine 4 to 1, and then it's 5 to 1 and better the rest. I see you going with numbers 1 and 4, and this horse, Do It With Diamonds. Savannah Valdello, that 4 kilograms off the back, the money's down. Could this be the right one?
I'd like to think so, Sheldon. It's the race that I'm most worried about on the card as far as my numbers of 1 and 4, because if you threw any name at me, I wouldn't be able to defend myself and write off that name. But Do It With Diamond holds an entry in a couple of weeks' time for the Grade 2 Mike de Kock Ipitombi Challenge. Now, 16 horses have nominated. She'll have no problem getting in, but she looks out of place against the likes of Spumante Dolce, Call Me Getrix, Casotin, Minogue, Rodeo Drive, and Hazy Daisy, certainly just to name a few. A win here would just increase her merit rating, and she wouldn't look totally out of place, and it would be a good opportunity for her to get a little bit of small black type. But she'll need to go in there confidence, and she'll need to go in there showing her mettle. Because I think even though she's got a heavy weight, if she can't turn over this field, I think the team might sort of kick for touch and maybe not aim for those hearts. So I'd like to believe that she'll come in here in the peak of her powers in the best possible form that she can. I've always been of the belief, even though she's won twice on the stand-side track, that she is a step better on the inside track. But with that said, can't rule her out. Third run after a break as well. She'll be coming into her own, as she showed from her first run into a break, from a break into her second. There was good, vast improvement from her. So to use that old analogy, I think she'll be cherry ripe to give a very good account of herself and go very close. But Sheldon, I'm very surprised at the price about number 4, Key Worker. You said around 6 to 1. Elysium Buto takes 2.5 off. Draw 1. Be with me, she won a lot easier than the margin suggested last time when she beat Future Date by a length and 3/4. It was a very messy race, but she would have come out of that doing absolute handstands, I believe. She loved every moment of that. She looked the part. More to beat this time around, but I think that she's coming into her own, number 4, Key Worker. Half-sister got a bit of black type over the weekend in the form of Charge It. She is obviously related to Sir Charge's number 4, Key Worker, who was also trained by Stuart Pettigrew, and I think that she's been well placed here. Draw 1's going to make a big difference to her chances. She'll get a lovely run around, and I'll make her the horse to beat. 4 from 1 of the others, except Cookies, also holds an entry for the Mike de Kock Ipitombi Challenge. She'll need to show her mettle. And then number 7, Kissing Machine, and 8, Arctic Silver on the form of their lives. Whether it's going to be good enough to beat horses that are deemed to be feature race quality, that remains to be seen. But I'd consider them in the pick 6 as well. But PA, keeping it tight, nervously, with 1 and 4.
Talking about keeping it tight, race 6, you bankering number 5, Surprise Party, who is your current 3 to 1 favourite. Number 2, Lady Blunt is at 7 to 2. 3, Duchess of Paloma is currently 6 to 1, along with number 4, Scarlet Heart, and then 7s and better the rest. Scratched is number 9, and just having a look at number 5, Surprise Party, after winning the maiden, didn't quite shape up, but that last effort came back to best when second to Ethical.
Yeah, I know Ethical, well trained by, I better say, Candice and Tammy now, seeing as they've combined the license. Sheldon, we liked Ethical last time, and Surprise Party was doing her best work late. She would have needed her first run back, which was at feature race level, when she ran 5 lengths behind Valentina Balducci. That form line was interesting over the weekend at grade 3 level in the Ducat Africa Fillies Mile. But these are calm water, Sheldon. She's clearly an improving youngster, is number 5, Surprise Party. Paul Matchett trains, Craig Zaki takes a ride. Good draw. Showed that she has no issue with the extra trip when going 2,000 metres last time out. She takes on exposed horses that are very much at that level. A horse like Lady Blunt, who's in the form of her life, off an 85. Life's getting a little bit harder for her. I think that she's upwardly mobile, and I'll be totally blown away if she missed the top 3, number 5, Surprise Party. So that's why I've banked her in the place accumulator. I'd stretch a little bit further and say that she's the best bet on the card. If I were to include one other, I would consider further down the page her stable companion number 8, Rejuvenate, but the draw's kind of taken me off the scent a little bit. I think that her stable companion's a little bit better, number 5, Surprise Party. So she's my play of the day on what's a very, very tough card. You got to set out your stall somewhere, and this is where I'm doing it. Otherwise, we'll be breaking the budget.
Right on to races 7 and 8 we go. In race number 7, number 11, Tuscan Romance sets the scene at 5-2. 4-1, number 10, Stars and Bras. Number 9, Let's Go Lola at a price of 5-1. And then number 6, Roaming Spirit is 6s. 8-1 and Better the Rest. Number 11, Tuscan Romance. This is a runner after absolutely waltzing in, has had 2 seconds on the bounce.
I think James Crawford holds a strong hand here, Sheldon. 11, Tuscan Romance, no surprise to see her at the top of the board. It took an eternity to win, 12 starts to win. But as you mentioned, she's maintained her form, running second. Look at her career record, 14 starts, 1 win, 1/3, 9 seconds. So I think that tells you for exacta players, she's done you a few favours along the way. I like to post maiden run. I like to last run on Allard Steel Road on a mission. Mile race day a little bit more when she ran second behind a horse who I think has got a few wins to come in the form of Lost for Words. I know the connections were devastated that she didn't get into the Carry On Alice Stakes over the weekend because there was a field of 20 that faced the starter and her rating was too low. She didn't make the cut. So if you're going to use that type of logic, the number 11 Tuscan Romance has got to be a huge, huge chance. But there's a horse here, Sheldon. She's cost me a few times, including last time. Number 5, Kindred Heart. If she just bounces back to her best, she can win. She can turn this field over and make them look ordinary. Marco van Rensburg takes a ride. I'd say that she's just needed her 2 runs back. Her first run back when she was fresh was a pleasing effort. She returned blowing last time, probably signs of needing it. It was wetter, it's still wetter on Joburg, so she might have come in totally underdone. She's got a few cobwebs to blow off. Her ratings come down another 2 pounds. I think that she represents a bit of value in the race. Number 5, Kindred Hearts, at around 14-1. And I've also rode in with number 6, Roaming Spirit, drawn on the wrong side, but we saw Mia Moo win from draw 1 in a field of 20 over the weekend. From that last run, Whistle the Tune came out and ran third at listed feature in the Carry On Alice on Saturday at Turffontein. She's not a bad filly, number 6, Roaming Spirit. I think the de Koks have put their hands up and said, right, we're going to sprint her now because all the family stay. She doesn't. And I think that she's in the right type of race to run a fair performance, and she can go close, and she's got a winning chance. 5, 6, and 11, but they got to beat the lightweight number 11, Tuscan Romance, and if anything beats her, probably be herself.
Then we move on to, as they say, the lucky last, which will be race number 8, 16:25, down the lane, 1160 meters. Early time of recording, scratched are horses 7, 12 and 16. Number 4, Captain Selby, 33-10. Number 1, Season's Greetings, 9-2. That could be the omen for the Clinton Binder stable. Number 8, She's All Mine at 11-2 with number 9, Vamanos. And then it's 8-1 and Better the Rest. Let's kick off with number 1, Season's Greetings. It is December now, so we're getting closer and closer to Christmas Day. Drawn 1, 1160 meters. Callan Murray for Clinton Binder. How do you rate number 1, Season's Greetings' chances of winning this?
Can't write her off. She's not my top choice. I haven't got her in the place accumulator, Sheldon, but definite pick 6 and jackpot 2 inclusion. She's definitely got a winning chance. The reasons why I'm a little bit dubious about her here is, as you say, draw 1 and also top weights of 60 kilograms. It won't be all that straightforward. She might have needed her last run back from a long break. She ran fairly behind Maverick Queen. It's a similar type of race for number 1, Season's Greetings. So chance, but I do give 1 or 2 others more of a shining light as far as the place accumulator is concerned. Let's see how the Lost for Words form line works a race earlier with Tuscan Romance. I think number 4, Captain Selby, is going to be a big player. It was a good run last time, also back from a break. Gavin Arena takes her right. She showed a lot of pace. She emptied out. Did number 4, Captain Selby, showing signs of needing it. She's got a lot of cheap speed. All her family have a lot of cheap speed. She's related to Elman C and Sarah as number 4, Captain Selby. So there's only speed there and nothing else. This might be a little bit at the end of her range, so hopefully it's not too soft come Thursday. If by then things have dried out, she can be a very hard horse to peg back. But I think the most solid proposition here is number 9, Vamanos. She didn't beat much last time, had Highway to the Skies, the horse that came out and franked that form line herself. But other than that, it's a very, very quiet piece of form. but I like what I saw from number 9, Vamanos. I think that she's got a few more wins to come. I think she's upwardly mobile, and I think that if she doesn't win, she'll go very, very close. So from a PA perspective, 4 and 9 are the horses I've got in. Pick 6, you'll need a few others. One Season's Greetings, obviously. 8, She's All Mine for pure consistency, and maybe a horse at a bit of a price further down the page. Number 15, Concordia, also can't be totally ruled out of the play.
Well, that wraps up the 8-race program in Gauteng at Turffontein, and all that's left to do, Alistair, is bring up your suggested bet, which is the place accumulator. Take it away.
Yep, we go. Sheldon starts in race number 2 on the card at 12.50. 1, 5 and 6, Winds of Grace, Utsa and Kensal Green. But 7, 12 and 13, Force Public Jaffa in one of those days. Might be the one that you want to narrow down a little bit. By 12 and 15, those are Stokesy and Anahita. By 1 and 4, Do It With Diamonds and Key Worker. By banker number 5, Surprise Party. That's my play on the day. By 5, 6 and 11, Kindred Hearts, Roaming Spirits and Tuscan Romance. And then the final leg, 4 and 9, Captain Selvi and Vamanos.
Well, once again, thanks very much to Alistair Cohen joining us on the line. All the best, Alistair, and let's hope the horses do it for us on the racecourse.
Yep, thanks, Sheldon. Always a pleasure. Keep well. And, looking forward to this weekend. More Grade 1 racing coming up, this time from Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, World Sports Betting, Cape Fillies, Guineas, top race. And all eyes will be on Golden Palm. I'm hoping that she can do the job. And great to have Keegan DeMello back in town to take the ride. We'll chat again on the weekend. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful rest of your week, Sheldon.
Well, thanks very much to Alistair Cohen joining us on the line. Be safe, and hopefully you end up in the winner's enclosure.